Welcome to the session on Advanced Loop Control in Python. In your Python Foundations course, you know how to use for and while loops to repeat certain actions. But what if you want to skip a certain step or exit the loop early? What if you need to loop through multiple lists together? So in this session, you'll learn the loop control statements like break and continue. How to use nested loops effectively. Some powerful built-in functions like range, zip and enumerate to write better loops. Now in this first part, let's see what is a break. We'll use this break command to exit the loop immediately. Let's take an example. For student, let's pass in some students, Araf, Divya, Meera, Ravi. For the students, if the student is equal to Meera, I'm going to print found Meera. Stop matching. Stop the search. Right? So I'll give this break. Right? So else, no, I don't want else. I'll print still checking. Right? So what is the student? Right? So for student in Araf, Divya, Meera and Ravi. So if the student is Meera, I'm going to print found Meera, stop search, and I'll use this break. So that means it's going to exit the loop immediately. If not, I'm going to print checking. Right? So it's going to continue this checking. Right? So first in the iteration it has taken Arab, checking Arab, no, the match is not found. The next checking Divya, the match is not found. In the third iteration it has found Meera. Therefore found Meera, stop search, it has used this break and it has come out of it. Right? So it has used this break and this is what you call as a loop control statement. Right? So these are the inbuilt functions. Right? So it did not go and check Ravi. Right? So it has just broken this loop and it has come out of it. Now what does an continue? When will I use an continue? I'll use an continue to skip the current iteration for name in, let's pass the same student's name, Arav, Divya, Ravi. Right? So if name is Divya, I want it to continue. I don't want it to process this. So print processing. What is the name? Right? So some action I wanted to perform. So I'm just giving processing name. Now what happens here? This prints processing Arav. The second iteration it should have taken Divya. Since the match of Divya is seen, this skips this current iteration. The Divya is not proceed, it's not processed, it's not going to the next step. Then in the loop, it's going and taking Meera here. Now it says processing Meera. Again it goes back and it goes to Ravi. Processing Ravi. So it has left behind Divya. Right? So it's going to skip the current iteration. Skipping the current iteration that is achieved using this the continue control statement, loop control statement. Let's take in use case now. Now let's take in use case. Stop when the correct pin is entered. I want to stop when the current pin is entered. So while true, I'm going to give a pin is equal to input of enter pin. So if pin is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, if the pin is 1, 2, 3, 4, then I'm going to print access granted, then break, and then print incorrect pin, try again. Right? So while true, it will use this break. It stops when the current pin is entered. We have seen in the previous sessions, right? So what happened in the while loop? There's infinite loop. How will I break this infinite loop? Using this break control loop function. So it is going to exit this loop immediately. The moment I said while true, this is going to happen forever. Right? So while true, it's going to happen forever. So pin, I've given the input, has taken the input. So the moment I have taken an input, it will be string. And I have converted this pin also as a string. When there is a string match, it's going to say access granted and it's going to break. Else it will go on forever. 1, 2, 3, 1. Right? So this will go on forever unless and until I give 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. and the access is granted, right? So this is a simple example how to stop when the current pin is entered, right? So how I'm used an break control loop statement and how I have stopped it. Next, we'll see the nested loop. What is a nested loop? Nested loop is nothing but a loop inside another loop. In loop inside another loop, which are useful for tables, grids, and 2D structures, right? So that's where I'll use this nested loop. For example, use this multiplication table. How will I do this multiplication table? For I in range 1, 4, for j in range 1, 6, I'm going to print I star j, end is equal to slash t, and then print, right? So now you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can say of I into 2, right? So 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 8, 5 2s are 10, right? So again 3, right? 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, right? So I have 4 3s are 12, 5 3s are 15, right? So I've taken multiplication table, right? So I've taken the first, second, and third. How can I do it in a loop? So this is a simple example how a nested loop works. This is the second part, right? So how one looping, the advanced looping in Python. Now let's take another example. Let's take an example here as a pattern matching. So what is this pattern matching? So for I in range 1, 6, for j in range of I, I'm going to print star, end with an right, so I just want to end it with without any spaces. I'm going to print, run this. Right, so for range in 1 2 6, so therefore 1 2 3 4 5, right? So for j in range of 5, so first iteration 1 star, second iteration 2 stars, so for third iteration 3 stars, fourth iteration 4, and fifth iteration 5. So the j will be taken, right? So the range of 5, whatever the range it has, right? So if it has 1, therefore 1 will be printed. 2 means 0 and 1. 3 means 0, 1, 2. Right? So it is going to take the range of 5 and it's going to print the star. Right? So I don't want to have the cursor to go to next line or to have any empty spaces. Just nullify it and close it there. So this is an example of pattern matching where I could use nested loops. Now, what are the different forms of range? So what does this range function do? And range function and deep dive. So what does this range function do? What are the different forms of range? So the range is commonly used in for loops. Range is commonly used in for loops. What are the different forms of range? I can take a range of 5, range of 2, 6, range of 1, 10, let's say for example 2. Start, stop, and step. Start and stop. So what does this range do? Range of 5 is nothing but 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this becomes exclusive. Right? So when I want to change the start, I can give the start and stop. If I do not give a start, by default it will take from 0. If I give range 1, 10, 2, start, stop, and step. Right? So that's what this does. Right? So we have seen enough example with range. Now I want to introduce to you in zip function. What does the zip? What is the zip function? So loop through multiple lists together. I'll use this zip function to loop through multiple lists together. Let's take names Arav, Divya, and Meera, and let's also give the marks here 85, 90, and 78. So for name, mark in zip, right? So names, marks. Let's print name, code, mark, right? So I've used the zip function. You can look at this carefully. Arav has scored 85 marks. So there are two lists. How will I match Arav to 85, Divya to 90, Meera to 78? So I'll use the zip function where I can take two lists, names and marks, And in iteration, it's going to take first the name will be mapped to RF. The first iteration mark will be mapped to 85. Therefore, the name RF scored mark 85. In second iteration, Divya will be present in this name. Mark will be 90. So Divya scored 90 marks. Right? So in third iteration, Meera and 78. So this can automatically pair the elements by the position that it is placed in. So that's what the zip function is. Very essential, and it has a lot of more use cases. Now let's understand what is enumerate. What is this enumerate function? Right, so enumerate loop with index. So enumerate loop with index. Again, I'm going to have students. Right, so what were the okay, I have these are the students Arav, Divya and Meera. Now I need to enumerate. I want to have an index value for Arav, Divya and Meera. 1, 2 and 3. How will I have an index? I'm going to loop it with the index. For index comma name in enumerate students. I'm going to print, right? So I'm going to use an F string literal index plus 1 dot name and close the double quotes. So first iteration, so it's going to take the index 0, 1 and 2. Right? So since I want the index from 1, I've given index plus 1 dot name. Right? So 1 RF, 2 Divya, 3 Meera. So what does this enumerate function do? It's going to iterate with the index values that's present. So there's a quick understanding what an enumerate is. Right? To summarize, so enumerate allows you to loop through and list while also tracking the index, which is super helpful for numbered output, updating by index, error tracing and labeling the items. Let's also take another example if you want to understand more here. Let's take the marks example. Marks is 78, 82, 90 and 66. Right? So for I comma score in enumerate marks, if the score is less than 70, then I'm going to print using an F string literal the student I plus 1 code below passing marks. Right? So what is the score? Right? So now let's run this. Now students, first of all I've created the marks here 78, 82, 90 and 66. Then I have an index, right? So I for index and score. If at all the score is less than 70, only this guy has scored less than 70, 66. So the student 4, right? Therefore I've taken this index I plus 1, right? So indexing in Python starts from 0. Therefore I plus 1. So 3 plus 1, 4. Student 4 has scored below the passing mark 66. Right? So, and let's give 51 here. Right? So student 3 has scored below passing marks and student 4 has also scored below passing mark. Right? So this is a very fantastic, example to understand how this enumerate works. If at all, if you want to update a value, let's take another example. Update a value at specific index. Right? So if at all I want to update a value at specific index, fruits are nothing but apple, banana and grape. Right? So for I comma fruit in enumerate fruits, if at all the fruit is equal to banana, fruits of I, what is the index, is equal to mango. Right? So I'm updating in value. If at all I'm seeing in banana, I'm just changing it. Right? So I'm just an example. There are smarter ways of doing it, but still there's an example if I don't know where that is present. So here it is very simple. There are only 3 values. If at all assume you have millions of values. Right? So I want to change everywhere where there is banana, don't mango. Right? So yeah. So and then let's print. So first of all let's run this and let's print fruits. Right? So apple, mango and grape. So instead of banana, we can put it as mango. So I'm going to update a value at a specific index using this. So I have the apple, banana and grape. in this variable fruits, wherever I find banana, I need to change it to mango at that specific index value. So fruits of I, taking that index value and changing it to mango. Right, so yeah, so this gives an overall understanding of right, so where it happens. Right, so if at all, let's take another example, one last, yeah, maybe this is good, right? So how to update and value at specific index, and how to do an enumerate with different examples. I think this is good, this is fair and good. This gives you a very good understanding and overall understanding how it takes. Now I'm going to give you a quick practice start. So I want you all to try a program that skips printing certain values using continue, a multiplication table generator, print name and marks using zip, how to print a list with serial numbers, how to stop a loop once a specific number is found using break. Right, so now you have completed all the key control flow tools in Python. We have started with the conditional statements if, else, and for the looping we have started with for and while loop. For the loop controls, we have seen the break and continue. We have seen useful helpers like the range, zip, and enumerate. So these are the core tools every Python developer uses daily. So you are now ready to build dynamic logical programs that can handle real world data and user input. Thank you.